Third time's a charm. Hey guys, this is Caleb with White Metal Games. It's Friday, November 18th. This is the third time I'm going to record this. Until I get interrupted by an older man. Camera on. So here we go. I want to show you what I was working on around the workshop, so I'm going to quickly show you that. First up, this is a Chaos Hell Talon version I've been working on. I showed you some of this last week. The Forge World model is beautiful, and it is expensive, so I wanted to come up with a low-cost alternative for it. So this is what I came up with. I only have about 6 of these I've made. I really don't know if I'm going to make any more either. The TIE Fighter wing forms the basis for this model from a Rebel kit, and then it's got some Chaos bits here on the side to sort of identify it. It's got these twin-linked autocannons that are beneath it, and this closed canopy from another model kit, as well as some more defiler bits here on the canopy to sort of close that off. Mounted to a flying base, of course, which comes separate, or it doesn't come separate, you can take it out. And then it's got this nice little turbine engine, which is there underslung with the autocannons there. So it all fits together. It's a real simple conversion. It looks nice, it's decent, and once primed up nice and black, it'll all blend quite well. It won't be gold and gaudy, of course. So you have to kind of imagine that way. Although I'm not a Necron player, there's a lot of new Necron players out there, obviously, mostly because they're a really easy army to paint, for the most part. So I wanted to come up with some conversions to sort of lob on the new Necron players and old ones who are looking to upgrade with some new models. This is a Triarch Stalker I worked on. Harvested most of these bits from the kits themselves, only had to use a few additional bits. So basically it starts out as a command barge, obviously, and then you just modify it by closing off some of the gaps once you remove the wings. I'm going to use those fins for a Doom Scythe, but I haven't quite finished my conversion on that yet. These mechanical legs come from a different model kit altogether, and then you just sort of mount them together, and you have a nice little Stalker. He will go onto a 90 by 120 millimeter base, and he is currently for sale on eBay. He'll be ending this week. This is an Illuminator Xeras, which is also formed from mostly existing model kits, and then you just add on some mechanical legs here on the bottom, if you can see that. I put them on a slate base, which gives the model just a bit more heft, and it also helps out, shows some sign of movement, like he's crawling across these rocks, which I like quite a bit. Rounding out the trio is this Tomb Blade, which I actually like quite a bit. I think it turned out really well. This also is just made from basic Necron model kits. You can build it yourself pretty easy if you just have a flight stand and a little time. Let's see. He's basically hobbled together from various Necron bits, so he's completely tournament worthy and GW reliable. He's a little back heavy on this table because the table is actually uneven, but he stands up fine on a normal surface. In this flight stand here, I mount him underneath it here, like so, and it just goes right on there like that. And there we go. And he's not wanting to stand up. He does stand on a normal surface, like this filing cabinet. See, he's fine. It's just that table's got that plastic and it makes it difficult. And now I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry, that was a call from a client. I wanted to answer it real quick. Okay, anyway. So I'm just finishing up what I've been working on this week for videos. So let's see. This is the final project I've been working on. This is I finally got into fantasy a little while ago, and I've always wanted to do a pirate army. There's a Sartosan Vampire on the GW website that he just doesn't have a supporting model range for, and I love the look of him. In fact, he's right. Where is he at? He's right here. This is the Sartosan Vampire, which is just this really nice Henry VIII looking style model. So I wanted to come up with an army for a vampire army. So this is the foundations of that army. In fact, let me see if I can't bring the display board down here so you can see it in all of its grandeur. Oh, sorry. I know this is difficult to do with a camera. So here's the basic display board. It is I think about a 2x3 maybe, 2 by 2.5. Not huge, but it's not going to be a huge army. This is going to be an auxiliary army, sort of an accent army. It's covered in this rope-like, what do you call it, trim work, and that all looks like rope, so you can make it like ship rope. It's got even a little nautical compass here in the corner we've glued in. We used a Isle of Skulls to sort of look like an island, or a mountain of skulls, a hill of skulls, whatever they call it, temple of skulls. Anyway, we used it to kind of look like an island, and we're going to put some more little islands around here on the side to sort of give you some places to put your models. On top, we covered up the chaos symbol, and we filled it in, and we textured it a little bit with some sand and grit. And we've got this little buried chest back here with these shovels. It's a little hard to see, but there's one shovel here, and there's one shovel over here to the side. Like they're burying up treasure on this Skull Mountain Island thing. So what kind of models do we do for it? These are some old undead skeletal creatures that we're using for Wraithguard. Or not Wraithguard, Graveguard is what they call them. They're the whites of Warhammer. These crabs we are counting as a corpse cart. We're calling them cadaver crabs or corpse crabs. They are undead crabs that are covered in all of these bodies. And since corpse carts count as monsters, we thought this was pretty appropriate. We also have this thing, which is, I think, called a polywampus. It's just a basic large monster. It could count as a lot of different things. I just really liked it, and I thought it went with the army really, really well. It's this large, tentacled aquatic creature that I think just really goes nicely with the whole flavor of the army, so I left him with it. These two figures are, I'm counting them as Vargulfs. Vargulfs have these wings that don't really work, and these kind of spiritual creatures have these wings that look like they're made out of ship decking. These are a really nice find. And I even put this one, I put some water effects on her base and a broken oar to further that effect. We've got quite a few specialty figures here. This is a sea hag that I think would make a really good banshee. You do have to supply your own wraiths, but I think this works pretty well for a banshee, and I put two of those in there. The Sartosan, of course. I've got this Razig figure, which is an undead vampire, and if you look real close, you can see she's standing on some ocean waves, which is hard to see, but it looks really nice. She's got this nice Victorian era dress, which looks really well with the Sartosan figure. This is a vampire pirate figure. He's really rare, hard to come by. He was a really good find for this army. He's holding a pistol, but you could easily count it as something else. And then this guy is called, I think, a Bartholian pirate. He's basically a Cthulhu-like pirate. He's got this Illithid-style head, which I think would work well if you want to use him as like a white king or something. And then rounding out the mix, I came up with this. Now, it's a little left base, but I'm counting this as a black coach. It's on a chariot base. It's got this massive wave of water beneath it, and it's got all these skulls floating in the water. Maybe like the water is sort of like a ethereal, misty sort of water. And one of the Black Coach's abilities is it can go ethereal and ghostly, so I thought that was kind of appropriate. It's got these three pirates on it. It's got a Sophie pirate up there. She's standing on some pirate booty. It's got sort of a lookout, and then it's got this other guy in the back sitting on a chest, looking a little grumpy. And then it's got, of course, this Buccaneer flag back here, which is a nice touch. And that just sets right in there. I've also got a unit of 20 skeletons and 20 zombies that are going to go with this. So all told, it's not a huge army. Certainly less than 1,000 points, but it's got a nice little display board with it. And it's something a client could start with and maybe build up over time. I may finish out the army and build it some more. I'm just not for sure. I even found this nice little pirate dice bag to go with it. So, I've got somebody on the way over here, so I'm going to have to go. That's about it. But, anyway, I hope you enjoyed and have a good week. And as always, if you're interested in commissioning a model or getting a quote, just contact me at caleb@whitemetalgames.com, and I'll be happy to speak with you or talk with you about modeling in general. So have a good week. Happy wargaming.